Comic Impact. It's Ken. I'm here with the modern legend in animation, Mr. Paul Dini himself. I am honored to meet you, sir.
Thank you, Ken. It's my pleasure. Happy to be here with you.
Fantastic. So you're restoring all the Looney Tunes and the Tom and Jerry stuff for Blu-ray. Is that what's going on?
Well, I'm not. I'm here more as a fan and more as like somebody who's grown up with these characters to say. Actually, I'm kind of mystified why I'm on the panel at all. It's just I'm just here to sort of wave the flag and say this new version of them is terrific. Everybody go out and buy them and watch these cartoons. They're terrific.
So is this like the whole area of all those cartoons, like from way back when to like maybe the later stuff in like the 50s and 60s?
I believe they're doing it, I think with the Tom and Jerry's, they're doing it in sequential order. I think they're jumping around a bit with the Looney Tunes. I think they're doing kind of like from the Looney Tune Golden Collection, ones that have already been released, but these are newly redone for Blu-ray. So I think this is as close as these cartoons are going to get to the original release for contemporary audiences. I haven't seen them yet, but that's my understanding.
Okay, so I had a question about some of the Looney Tunes. There's, over the years, there's been some stuff. They don't want to show them to little kids so much, like Speedy Gonzales. What do you think of that?
I think that's kind of foolish. I mean, I think it falls with every parent as to what's appropriate for a kid to see, just the same as you're buying a children's book. There are even some things Dr. Seuss wrote that now adults bristle at a little bit, like, oh, that's a little violent, or, oh, times have changed. And even though I grew up with that story, I don't want my kid reading something like that. And I think it's the same with the Looney Tunes. I don't think those cartoons should be, purged from existence, and I don't think they should be, chopped up to bits and then run as the originals. But I also think the responsibility lies with whoever buys them to think of the audience they're showing them for. If you're an adult and you're an animation fan, or if you just want to, laugh at the characters again and you love them, buy them and watch them in the original form. If you've got kids and there's sensitivity involving, race, such as with Speedy Gonzales or some of the African American stereotypes shown in some of the cartoons, then you want to have us talk with your kid and saying this is the attitude of the 40s and 50s. It's not the attitude today. But, enjoy the cartoon for what it is. And if you don't want to show them, or you just want to put them on a shelf for a few years, that's fine too. But cartoons really are a work of art. I mean, they're commercial, they're mass entertainment, but on the other hand, a lot of talented men and women spent their careers creating beautiful artwork. And that does not deserve to be, wiped out of existence. Much the same way like a piece of art in a museum doesn't deserve to be repainted or cut down or anything like that. Let the original work stand as it is, and then make the judgment call. People rely on Big Brother too much to make decisions for them. You don't want to do that too much. So
these are the unedited, these are the originals, right? They didn't go in and mess with them or anything?
I believe they didn't. No, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen them, but it's my understanding that these are the original and the uncut.
Okay. Have you had a chance to check out the Chuck Jones gallery that's out here in San Diego?
Yeah, it's real nice. It's really good. I've also been to the one in La Jolla a few times, and I really enjoyed that too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we are a comic book website, so I got a couple comic questions.
Absolutely.
I guess we could start with the Batman Arkham City stuff. You're writing that comic, right? And you wrote the game.
Yes. I worked with the game team, the design team, on the script for Arkham City, and that's coming out this October. Also, I wrote the comic series that's coming out currently from DC Comics. I actually worked with some of the story people on that, devising some of the story twists in the comic series, because I wanted to make sure that there was still plenty of surprises in the game, that we didn't want to give away too much of the mystery or too much of the, some other surprise elements that we have there. But I think it's a good story and a compelling story, and we're about halfway through the issues. I've had a blast with it. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay, so with the video game and everything, and you did not the original, but the old Batman cartoon from like the 90s. I've heard this is the last time Mark Hamill's going to do the voice of the Joker. What do you think about that? Are you still going to do more stuff and get a different guy to do the voice?
Well, I can't say because I'm not involved in Warner Animation anymore. That's sort of moved on, and I'm moving on to some other projects. So that remains to be seen if how the Joker is going to be rendered and voiced in the future for Warner's. I believe Mark was speaking in regards to the version of him that appears in the game. So I think this may be his last appearance in the game, or if there's a number 3, no one's really talked to me about that. It's all up in the air. So, you know, time will tell. And I never say never, but he's become such a tremendous part of the Joker. Yeah. I mean, you know, really, I put him on a level with Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson as being, one of the defining actors who's brought a lot of life to that character.
Yeah, I know. I've always been a huge fan of that voice and just all the voices in that old cartoon. What about the Zatanna comic book? You've been writing that too, right?
Yep. Well, Zatanna's kind of finished her run, at least as far as I'm concerned. She's got one more issue coming out. I had to sort of bow out of the book at the end there because everything's got kind of nutty with the reboot and everything, and with my schedule. And I wanted to finish up the book, and maybe someday I'll return to the character. But the way it worked out now is they were closing things up very quickly with the other books, what with Flashpoint coming up, and then the reboot. So they had some inventory stories. So they just said, you know what, we're going to burn off our inventory. You know, they're really good stories by really good writers and artists. But at that point, I was just, I was told, well, why don't you work on something else? So.
Okay. I thought it was a great comic. I really loved reading it.
Thanks. I had a lot of fun with that. It's a personal favorite.
Can you talk about Ultimate Spider-Man, or...?
Only that it's coming, and it's going to be pretty kick-ass.
Have they said what channel it's going to be on yet?
Nope. So, Saturday, Jeff Loeb is having a panel on Ultimate Spider-Man, among other things. So I think that would be where to check it out.
All right.
So secrecy on that.
All right, we'll leave it alone then, but I'm sure it's going to be great if you're involved.
Oh, there's a lot of great people involved in it. We've got a tremendous writing staff. We've got Men of Action, we've got Brian Bendis, we've got Joe Quesada sitting in on every story meeting. It's really heady company. It's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out. Yeah. I'm really excited. I was really surprised and excited when I heard you were going to do it. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?